And welcome to our meditation this morning. I'm the Reverend Julianne Lepp. It is so nice to be with you on this Sunday morning. It has been a tough week for many of us in the strife that happened this week at the Capitol and our concerns for democracy and all the things going on in the news. And during those times, it is so important for us to ground ourselves in spiritual practice and community, to find places that hold us and call us to our best selves. Good morning to Julia and to everyone who is logged on today or listens to this later. I invite you into this space. Make yourselves comfortable. Feel the presence of peace as you breathe in gently. Breathing out, letting go of stress and the things that weigh on your heart. Breathing in gently, letting go of the things that weigh in your body. Just kind of shake it out, let it go. Give it the spirit, the earth, whatever you wish to release. One of the things that I think of during hard times is my sense of connection with the web of life. And that's one of the principles in Unitarian Universalism, the interconnected web of which we are a part, that holds me in my spirit. Our opening words are from Elizabeth Tarbox. Come and find me. You won't have to look hard. Come to where the ocean touches the shore. Find me in the promise of morning, in the bright light of morning on the waves. On the wet sand, there I am. Turn over the glistening rock, slippery with cushions of seaweed. Here I am. Hear the gulls crying news of the endless ocean. This is my news. Lie with me in the tall green marsh grass. See my footprints in the sand you have walked upon. Do not say I am lost, for you have found me. I am here. Good morning to Deb and to Alyssa and to everyone this morning for our meditation. Do not say I am lost, for you have found me. I am here. And we are present when we can bring our bodies and our spirits into that place of connection and mindfulness. And I know when there are hard times, it is easy to want to disassociate, to numb, to move away. And sometimes we need to do that, hopefully in a healthy way, with chocolate or sleep or music or something. But to then rest in the arms of the world, to rest in the arms of our Unitarian Universalist community and our family. I'm going to start off our meditation with the words of Billy Collins. If you haven't read him before, he's a poet I would highly recommend. And Billy Collins writes a lot about poetry in the presence of the everyday. But it is hard to speak of these things, how the voices of light enter the body and begin to recite their stories, how the earth holds us painfully against its breast made of humus and brambles, how we will soon be gone, regarding the entities that continue to return greener than ever, spring water flowing through a meadow and the shadow of clouds passing over hills, and the ground where we stand in the tremble of thought, taking the vastness outside into ourselves. And I know I felt that in Wisconsin winter, the vastness into myself, that beauty, that stark beauty of hoarfrost on trees, and when I walk in Carson Park or in other places and feel the vastness that I'm not alone, that it's not just me in this big wide universe, and that we have each other, and that we have so much more in common, which makes it both hard and hopeful, I think. I'm going to light this candle as we begin our time of meditation, that we might find those connections with the earth, with ourselves, with each other, so that we can find that spirit of peace and groundedness. I invite you into a time of quiet and relaxation and letting go. Bring your breath back into your body, letting it out, releasing, coming back to present awareness. I hope that this time of quiet lets your thoughts settle. Sometimes in the presence of that quietude, things will arise in our mind, and it's not a failure to have thoughts during meditation. It can be quite enlightening. And if you can note the thought and let it pass away and release it. These words are by Pierre Teilhard de Chardin. We are one after all, you and I. Together we suffer and together we exist. That sounds a bit of a stark statement, but to me it's a hopeful statement. Together we suffer and together we exist. And the last words are, forever will we recreate each other. And it's the idea that our actions affect other people's actions. And I know this week, or this past week, anger was definitely my first emotion. And I had to step away from social media so I wouldn't maybe say things that I would regret to people that I disagree with. Or, and it didn't mean that my anger was wrong by any means. But I knew that if I added to other people's burdens, that would come back at me, and then it would create this back and forth. And we see that in conflicts around the world, right? You know, where it's just this ever back and forth, back and forth. And one of the things that people do to help conflict transformation, not conflict management, because managing conflict isn't necessarily what you want to do, you want to transform it, is to get people to pause and to redirect that stream of consciousness, that back and forth reaction. And also to teach empathy. And that's particularly hard when it's really hard to understand the mindset of people. You know, oftentimes when I've tried to do that, it seems that I understand that people are acting out of fear and a narrow view. Sometimes I see that. And there are times when I act out of fear and a narrow view, right? We all do. So trying to find my own convictions about what's important, but not adding to the fire in ways that are not helpful, right? Right. So trying to find that meditative and grounded space where I am supported and loved and calling people to their best selves. And that's really hard. And calling myself to my best self is always a work in progress. And that's where nature really reminds me that, you know, we need those seasons of growth, those seasons of rest. I'm going to close out our time together with the words of Kenneth Patton. We are all things, all persons, full and famished, good and bewildered, sly and honest, frightened and less frightened, the rapturer and the enraptured, youth and age, baby and corpse, we are all things, tree and flower, moss and grass, mammal and reptile, bird and insect. The creature that is life is apart from nothing that lives. And I'll use my little handy dandy UU bookmark. Our seventh principle is the respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are all a part. And the earth is sacred. You are sacred. You are originally blessed, and I believe that with all my heart. Go in peace, my friends. I wish you a beautiful morning and a grounded and surrounded with love week. Namaste.